Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Excuse the wet hair. It has been a very busy morning here. So, we are here to talk about anxiety and how we make it worse on ourselves. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I have an anxiety disorder. I am not ashamed of it. I'm medicated for it, but and I'm not ashamed of that either. But medication only goes so far. And this struck me yesterday when I was having a particularly bad morning anxiety wise. And instead of doing these things that I know to do to make that anxiety better, I was actually doing things that I knew were going to make it worse. For example, I have been a huge follower of George Takei and his husband Brad for years. Mostly because of the whole queer thing, right? But one thing I've noticed on their both of their Facebook pages in the last 6 months or so, they have gone from actually sharing bits of their lives and this sort of thing to posting those am I the whole Reddit articles. And I was falling into reading them, and they upset me. They upset me because a lot of times you hear about, there's homophobic things going on. There was one that I read yesterday in the midst of all of this where the transphobia was rampant, children being mistreated, this sort of thing. And so instead of when I was having the anxiety, when my anxiety was up here, when it's normally right about here, instead of getting up and going for a walk or playing a video game or doing something, I started reading these articles. And my anxiety climbed and it climbed and it climbed to the point where I couldn't get anything else done. Now, a lot of us are guilty of doing this to ourselves. And I think it's because social media has us sucked in. Also, it's that whole, well, I have to know what's going on in the world kind of thing that media has done to us. Because, I mean, I remember growing up, you got your media from the 5 o'clock news and the newspaper, and that was your outlet. Now, the world exploding is at the tips of our fingers. And we get sucked into it time and time again. Now, if you don't, come teach me your ways, because I'm telling you, with everything that's going on and how easily accessible media is to us, it's like, I feel bad, I'm going to go make myself feel worse. Instead of, I feel bad, I'm going to go do something to make myself feel better. What does that boil down to? Like I said in the description box down there, like, are we just masochists? But right, Sherry, I've had to stop consuming news articles because of that very thing. It's not that I'm not aware. I'm absolutely aware, but I can't help anybody if my mental health is you know, in the ditch. But one thing that as a Canadian that we get a lot of up here is Trump news. And frankly, that terrifies me. One of the big things that gets to me personally, and I don't know if this happens with anybody else, but I am a Windows user, and Windows 11 has this thing in the bottom left-hand corner of your taskbar of your screen that if you so much as mouse over it, it pops out over half of your screen a bunch of news stories. And all I see, things getting blown up, Donald Trump's ugly face, Andrew Tate, you name it. And I have searched and searched and cannot figure out how to get rid of that feature. Yep, to the Trump news and being Canadian. It scares us as much as it scares you, because it has kind of come over into Canada. I saw a man walking down the street in the last fall with a MAGA hat on in Nova Scotia. My heart went into my throat, and I instantly did not feel safe, even though I was in my car and he was on the sidewalk. And this is it, okay, about the anxiety for me personally is about not feeling safe. And we keep doing this to ourselves. We go and we consume that media that makes us feel worse. And everybody wants to blame it on social media. And on the one hand, yeah, right? Because if social media wasn't there, we wouldn't be on it. But understand there's an algorithm. You curate what you see on your screen, whether it's a news story or an ad or anything else. For some strange, and then every once in a while they just throw something random at you, I think, to see if you'll click on it, because for some strange reason, lately on Facebook, I've been getting a lot of ads for weed. I don't partake. Never have. Probably never will. But there it is. I was seeing more of the Reddit stories on my Facebook feed than I was seeing my friends. And it was just to see them became anxiety inducing for me yesterday. And I went and I unfollowed both of them, because I'm pretty sure that they're not even running their own Facebook. They used to. I know they did, because they used to share funny things like, comic strips that people did of them and all of that fun stuff. But I mean, both of those gentlemen are in their 80s now. So I seriously doubt they're sitting in front of the computer on Facebook all day. I don't want to live here because of all of it. This is it though, Ange. I mean, it's up to us to curate our feed. Unfollow that person. Like I said, I unfollowed somebody that I thought was kind of cool a couple weeks ago, because over the whole man versus bear thing. It's the same thing for Instagram. You curate what you see. Now, my Instagram is clean. Clean. It is full of my writing friends and these people that look like me, okay? Overweight people who are on these amazing fitness journeys, people who dance, people who sing, people who I see their videos and a smile goes on my face. I follow this one woman who has a small child with Down syndrome. His name is Hudson. And I can't even look at that child without smiling. It's up to us to curate our social media and stop doing it to ourselves. But the big thing is that we have to take control of it. We have to unsubscribe to the pages. We have to block those people who bring nothing but drama or, nastiness to our feeds. It is up to us what we see. Right? I follow some very funny people, and this is the thing. This is why I prefer to spend my time on Instagram when I'm wanting to doom scroll, when I have a few minutes and I'm like, you know what, I think I'm going to check out my social media. I prefer to be on my Instagram, which you can have on your computer, by the way. A lot of people don't realize that. I prefer to follow the lady who does my nails, because she does so many cool healthcare things. And, I prefer to follow people like Amber McHugh and Sarah Cannon and Becca Syme and all of these people who have the positivity around them that I need in my life right now. But it is up to me. It is up to you to stop making yourself anxious. Stop doing that to yourself. I apologize if you hear some noise in the background. Mom's in a meeting. It's up to us. We need to stop laying the blame on social media. Well, we also have the choice to not be on social media. Ultimately, the power is in our hands, and we need to stop making excuses to make ourselves feel worse. Now, I'm not calling out anybody here. Again, this is just my opinion, and it's my own reflection on what I'm seeing in myself lately. Okay. So wrong to do this to ourselves. It's so wrong. When there are so many positive people to follow, when you can, like I said, unsubscribe, block, turn off, do whatever. I was just beyond stoked when I found the feature on Instagram to not let people message me unless I followed them. That's when the pictures stopped. But I still have a slew of hidden, ones that I'll never open. I could choose to let that through, but I choose not to. And it's up to you to do the same if you're finding that being on social media is causing you anxiety. Because as business people, as writers, our social media is essential to our business. It is essential. I mean, this is how you guys know to come here because I posted it on Facebook. I posted a link. How many of you came here off of the Facebook link? YouTube is a social media platform, right? It is about curating it. We curate our YouTube. We curate our YouTube like crazy. We need to do it with our other social media as well. It's difficult. It's difficult, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, especially overseas, when you will get people who will look down on you because you choose not to consume the media. But you can't help anybody if your head is not where it needs to be. Right? I can turn around and I can donate money, but I can't donate my bandwidth right now, right? This is it for the IG private messages. If I don't write you, I know you in real life, I block them. Same. If I don't know you, you don't get into my DMs. It's just not happening because I get a lot of men trying to slide into my DMs. A lot of them. It's gross. Frankly, it's gross. So I want you to do something when we're done here. Take a minute, digest. And then I want you to go to your Facebook or your Instagram. And I want you to find one person that you follow that does not contribute to your mental health. Even if it's just like a business page or something like that. If they don't contribute to your mental health, mute them for 30 days and see if you miss them. And I'm not saying go unfollow a bunch of people. Mute them for 30 days because that is an option on Facebook. And see how it makes you feel. See how much better your feed looks with them gone. It could be a person. It could be me. They're not going to know. And you don't have to unfriend them. And even if you did, they would never know. But go see what it does for you. Go see what it does for you. Because it's time for us to take control. We can't help other people if we're not in the right headspace. That's what it boils down to. It's time to stop. It's time to stop a lot of things. But this week, it's time to stop letting the social media get to us and start curating our own experiences, okay? We have 2 weeks before the cart closes for Inspire Indie. So I would like to do a giveaway of a ticket right now. There's only a few of you here, but for those of you coming in on the replay, leave a comment because I will be drawing in the comments as well. So for those of you who are here, if you can give me a hashtag love, I will draw for a ticket. We will be continuing on with Tough Love Tuesday even through all of the Inkspire and Scroll and Scribe stuff. So I am really looking forward to getting started on that, y'all. Really looking forward. Now, Sherry, you've already got a ticket because you won one a couple weeks ago. I don't think you do, Rita. Oh, yes, you do, Rita. So that actually only leaves, it won't even let me draw. It only leaves Angela. Guess what, Angela? You get a you get a ticket. You get a ticket. That's hilarious. You win by default. You win by default because Sherry and Rita already have tickets. Um, so listen, you guys, again, go mute somebody for 30 days. Somebody who, even if, yeah, they're okay, but there's times when, mute them for 30 days. See what happens. You get a ticket. You get a ticket. You get a ticket. I love you guys. I love you guys. You're amazing. All right, that is it for me. I will be back here next Tuesday. Do not forget that Saturday is Double Down Day in the Heart Breathings community. I will be sprinting from 9 to noon, my regular Saturday slot. And I will be giving away on Double Down Day 2 tickets live, 1 ticket on the replay, and that will be the last time I give away tickets. Be there. Be there. All right, you guys, love you to death. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.